What's up, y'all? So let's discuss the fact that I haven't had a video up in over a week, and I'm so sorry about that. But lately, I have just not had any energy. I've had like no motivation. As some of you know, I suffer from depression. I do not medicate my depression. I try to medicate, self-medicate. That sounded wrong. That sounded like I do drugs. I don't do drugs. I try to medicate with supplements and like treating my body well, and affirmations, meditations, watching like positive videos, things like that, and reading like self-help stuff, things like that. Over the past couple of weeks, I just not have felt the greatest. I don't know what my problem is. And it's like when I feel this way and I try to film videos and then I go back and edit my videos, because I know that I kind of touched on this like at the beginning of my last video. And in that video, I said, oh, I feel better. I'm gonna try to pump out a bunch of videos this week. And I did film like three or four videos that day. But when I went back to edit them, I'm like, oh my God, I don't like them. So when I have these phases or like go through these phases, I try to film videos. And then when I go back to edit them, I'm like, I just don't like them. I can't be bothered to edit them, because I know when I put them out there and I see them in the world, I'm not gonna like them. So I just wanted to be straight up with you guys, because that's what's been going on with me lately. And I'm, as I said in my last video, like, oh, I'm starting to come out of it. I'm feeling a little better past couple of days, but I wasn't. Like, I thought I was, but I guess I wasn't. And at that point in time, I wasn't like doing the things I should be doing to make myself feel better. I just thought that I was feeling better. But in all honesty, like, I think I was just telling myself that to try to, in turn, get my brain to believe that. You know what I'm saying? This fucking ring light is so bright. How did I ever film like this, like, in the past? Because, goddamn, bitch is going blind here. So, I just wanted to put that out there, because I know a lot of you guys can relate, because whenever I talk about it, a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, I can so relate. I talked to Tim about it a few days ago, and we were just kind of going back and forth, because at one point I'm like, Jesus Christ, am I like fucking bipolar or something? Because I have these like waves where I'll have a ton of energy and I'll feel really good. And then like a wave will come in and I'll feel not the greatest, and I won't have any energy or any motivation to do anything. And to me, like, from what I've read, that's like signs of bipolar, because you have like lots of ups and downs. But Tim was like, no, I feel the same way. I don't think that you're bipolar. We talked about it a little bit, and he's like, maybe it's just our age. Like, we're hitting that age, because I'm in my late 30s. He's like, maybe we're just hitting that age where it's like, you know, age is upon us, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, we're fucking in our 30s. It's not like we're like in our 60s and 70s, you know, and some people don't even slow down in their 60s and 70s, but I don't think we're at the stage where we should be slowing down. But I really truly think that it's because over the past month or two, we have just been like eating like shit. We haven't been doing anything. We haven't been active, other than like going and doing things on the weekends with our families. But when it comes down to it, like, you know, for the duration of time, we, you know, Tim gets off of work, we eat supper, we sit down, and that's about it. And it's like, I don't feel like getting up and doing anything. I don't feel like filming videos or feel like editing videos, or and I don't know why, because it's like shit that I like to do. Like, a lot of times I'll just sit around and think, like, what happened between, you know, 2 years ago and now? Because I used to like go out and take pictures, and if you guys don't know, I'm a photographer, so I used to go out and take pictures of things and do a bunch of stuff. And, you know, like, no matter what time of the day it was, I would constantly be doing things that I enjoyed doing. And now it's like, why am I not doing these things I enjoy doing? I don't understand why I get like that. I know a lot of it has to do with depression, but I really don't want to have to medicate it. So as of now, I'm just kind of trying to pull myself out of it with positive thinking and, you know, positive affirmations and things like that. So I am starting to feel a lot better. I was feeling better yesterday. I got on and I filmed a video yesterday, this very video, and I was trying to explain to you guys like what was going on with me. And I noticed in the video that like I was thinking so much that I was literally like talking in slow motion, not to mention the fact that the video ended up being like an hour and a half long. And I was like, okay, bitch, no, we gonna have to do that again. So, and I didn't want to cut anything out, and it's, girl, I just do this sometimes. Sometimes I go through, you know, shit where I just don't like fucking how I am. Like, I feel like I'm not being myself on camera, and I don't know why. And it gets even worse when I go a period of time without filming, because it's almost like you're like relearning how to be comfortable on the camera again, and it's just fucking weird, and I just wanted to address it. And I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there that, you know, go a month without filming a video, and then they come back on camera and they're like, hey guys, this is the video we're gonna do today, and just completely not even mention the fact that, you know, where the fuck have you been? And not that they owe it to anybody, but I feel like I do, because I feel like I come on here and tell you guys that I'm gonna do things, and then when this shit happens, I don't end up fulfilling the things that I say I'm gonna do, in turn letting you guys down, and then in turn letting myself down. So I need to just like try to pull myself out of dwelling on that and just think positively and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it going, girl. Keep it going. But I just wanted to mention it to you guys because I do try to be like as authentic and as myself. Like, I want you guys to feel like if you meet me in person, that is the person that you're fucking seeing on camera right now. That's me. And I try to do that to the best of my ability. Sometimes it like my perception gets skewed because, again, like going back to me filming videos and then editing them, like when I edit them, I'm like, that is not like me. You know what I mean? I'm usually a very like charismatic, bubbly type person, and when I see myself on video being like very somber and, you know, my words are very drawn out and just not me, I can't even fucks with it. Also, my phone is going dead, so I can't hook it up to my camera, so I will probably be doing this a lot, even though I hate it when people do that, when they look at their monitor while they're filming. It drives me crazy. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. I just want to put it out there, okay? All the videos I told you guys I was going to be doing, I'm still going to be doing. I'm still going to be reviewing the Manny palette and doing comparisons between the Manny and Jeffree palette, even though at this point it's probably, you know, obsolete right now just because they've been out for a while. But you guys want to see it, I'm still doing it. There's that. I'm still going to be filming my jet ski story from vacation. There were just some videos before that video that I really wanted to get up because of like time purposes, I guess. Like, there were just a couple of videos that I really wanted to do before I did that one. I have tried to film that video 3 times, I think it's been, and just because I was feeling kind of shitty, I felt like, you know, I wasn't really giving you guys myself in the videos, and it was almost like, oh, okay, like the way I see the story in my head and the way that it came out of my mouth were not the same things. So I'm definitely going to still film that, but that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to put that out there and let you guys know like what's been going on with me lately. Again, a lot of times when I go through those phases, I just kind of tend to close off, and I just like don't want to be on social media at all, because I don't want to look at all these like fabricated lives, and you know, when you're already in a negative headspace and then you go on like Instagram or something and you're like, Jesus Christ, bitch, that makes me feel better about myself looking at you sitting in fucking Bora Bora or whatever, you know what I mean? Just like unrelatable shit and unrealistic, unattainable shit that people post on Instagram, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing in Ohio? But anyways, obviously I'm feeling a lot better. I watched a lot of like Big T, Tony Robbins. I watch a lot of his shit. Bob Proctor, I watch a lot of his shit. If you've ever watched Secret, he was one of the speakers on The Secret. He talks about like paradigm shifting and things like that. I know, it's just too intense for a fucking favorites video, but I'm just telling you guys what I've been doing, okay? So let's just get into the favorites so I don't make this video like yesterday's an hour and a half long. But thank you guys for like sticking by my side and sticking around. My channel's still growing. I always think, and I only have not had a video up in a week. I act like it's been like 3 months, but you know, to me, it's a lot, because especially coming off of having a schedule of doing 3 days a week and then going that extended period of not filming, it's like, it feels like a lot longer than what it actually is. So let's get into it. Also, tell me if the sound is like okay, because I like move my mic and stuff, because I noticed my videos that I film up here have been really echoey, and it's just because this room is so big and there's like not a lot of stuff in it. But I thought maybe if I move my mic down there, like actually pointed at my face and not like pointed above my head, it'll make for better sound. So here we go, favorites time. So I realized the other day that, Jesus, I haven't even done a favorites. Obviously you can tell by the title, that's what this video is, along with my 10-minute spiel before the video. But I'm like, oh my God, I haven't filmed a June favorites. What is wrong with me? What kind of asshole YouTuber am I? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to film your favorites at the beginning of every month. And now it's to that point where it's like the fucking 20th of July or whatever the fucking date is today. And it's too late for June favorites and it's too early for July favorites. So we're gonna have a random ass favorites. That's where the title came from. Also, I've got stuff that's not just beauty things. Okay, here we go. Let's just get into it. So first I'll start with the makeup things. The first thing is this NARS Banc de Sable. Is my child's phone ringing right now? Who the fuck's calling my kid? The NARS Banc de Sable highlighter. So if you've been with me for a long time, then you guys know my all-time favorite highlighter formula is made by MAC Makeup Forever. It's like that gel formula, they call it, where when you put your brush into it, there's not like powder flying everywhere. And the reason is because these highlighters just sit on your skin so nicely. I have this one on right now. I've got these two right here mixed together. I know it's like really overexposed. I'm so sorry, but if I don't put my ring light there, then it's like all dark and gloomy looking. If I put my ring light in the back, then the background's real bright, my face is real dark, and it's like, I just can't win today, girl, because of the darkness in the sky. But anyways, these are so nice because they're like this hard pressed gel formula, and they just like sink right into your skin. They're just so fucking nice, and they don't get all crinkly. Like, you know how powder highlighters, sometimes when you put them on your face and like an hour later, especially if you're somebody that's dry skinned like myself, an hour later you look at your face and it's like you have all this like weird crinkly dry shit. It happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you. This does not do that. It just like melts into your skin. It's almost like a cream highlighter, but in powder form. Like, it sits on your skin like a cream, but it's powder. These are so nice, and they're like not a color on your face. They just blend into your skin so well. It's so good, girl. It's so good. Not quite, doesn't quite take over my Makeup Forever number 13 Star Lip Powder, but it's pretty fucking close. Next up, I have a beauty sponge, and this is by Japenesque, and it is $10 at Ulta. So I was at work one day, and my friend Candace, shout out to Candace, yeah girl, it's that good. My friend Candace was like, oh my God, have you tried this Japenesque sponge? I was like, no, I haven't. She was like, oh my God, it's so good, I think you would really like it. So I was like, okay, let me try it. But then I kept forgetting to buy it, and I would like put it back to buy it, and then I would forget to buy it, and then it would get put back on the shelf and get sold out, and that just kept happening over and over and over. And then finally, I finally got my hands on it, and it is really good. And the reason why I like it so much, and if you guys follow me, then you know, my two favorite beauty sponges are the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and the Black Beauty Blender. The Black Beauty Blender, I don't care what anybody says, is different and softer and nicer than any original beauty blender, which BT dubs, I will never buy an original beauty blender again because they're like 20 some bucks. I feel like nowadays on YouTube, it seems like the only people using like real beauty blenders are people that get them for PR and shit. Because there's so many good sponges out on the market now that you don't need to spend $20 on a fucking makeup sponge. So the black one and then the Real Techniques one. The Real Techniques one, I love the consistency of, but because of the shape of it, the point is like real hard to just really get in there and like blend your concealer really well. This has the consistency and the fluffiness and the texture of the Real Techniques sponge, but it's shaped like a beauty blender. It's so freaking nice, girl. Mine's dirty because I'm human and I use it. Y'all know I never wash my fucking beauty blenders. Let's be real. It has to be this one though. It has to be the black one with the little red swirly thing on it, because I've tried other sponges from Japenesque and they don't even compare to it. They're a different consistency. They're like harder. So it has to be this one. It's got to be the one that looks like this, so marbly and swirly with red. So just this. $10 Ulta, so good. I love it. Moving right along, I have two foundations. If y'all have noticed I said that real weird. If you guys have noticed over the past, I don't know, like 3-4 months, 6 months, a year, maybe, I don't know. Because I really don't have a problem with acne anymore, and because my skin's doing a lot better lately, I have not been down with the coverage. Down with it, no. I was gonna try to make like a down with the sickness, but no. Okay, so haven't been down with coverage. I don't like full coverage anymore. I do not. I feel like the older I get, the worse full coverage looks on my face. So because of that, a couple of months ago, I was watching Dustin Hunter. If you guys don't know who Dustin Hunter is, just look at, it's just Dustin Hunter. He's so hilarious. He's so good. He's very in-depth on the things that he does. He doesn't upload very much. He's one of those people where like YouTube's not his job. He just enjoys doing it, kind of like me. He's like one of those. But I don't know, the sound of his voice will like put you to sleep. He should totally do ASMR videos or like audiobooks, because I just love the sound of his voice, and he has like really good audio equipment. So it's very nice to watch him, and the man knows what he's talking about, okay? So I was watching one of his videos where he was talking about all MAC foundations. He had went through all MAC foundations and kind of explained them, like what they did, how they worked, how they, he was telling you about MAC foundations. And he had mentioned Face and Body. And, Nikki circa fucking 2014, 2013, when I was an oily beast, did not even give Face and Body like a glance. I like full fucking coverage. I like matte fucking coverage. I liked it like all the cake all the time. But lately, because I like lighter coverage and I like a more dewy finish, I just didn't think about Face and Body. And when I watched that video, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about Face and Body. So I went up in the MAC and I bolted. I bought the big one because dude fucking talked me into the big one. Even though I didn't really need it. Like, I'm not going to use all this because it's my tan shade, but whatevs. I guess I'll have it for next summer. So I went and got it and I fucking love it. I used this over my entire vacation. It was the only foundation that I used, and the reason why is because when we were in Florida, dude, it was fucking hot as balls, A. B, we were doing like all of these water derived, I broke my nail. Did you see that? My fucking nail broke. Oh, how did I do it? I didn't even feel myself doing that. What the crap? I'm gonna have to fix that. Back to what I was saying, we were doing all these like water derived activities. So I really just wanted my face to be the same color as my body because I tan my body, but I don't tan my face. And it was just off looking where, I can't fucks with that anymore, where your neck is like real dark, but your face is like pasty ass white. And my face, it wasn't so drastic that it was like, oh fuck, goddamn, look at you. But it was drastic enough where it made me feel uncomfortable if I was in public. So I would just take this and like rub it all over my face, basically just to make my face blend in with my body. And I have the color C4 BT Dubs, which the only thing that sucks about this is if you're familiar with MAC foundations, they run NC, which is neutral cool, NW, which is neutral warm, cool, warm, and neutral. And these just come in straight color ranges. They come in warm, they come in cool, and they come in neutral. If you're familiar with MAC, then you know that's kind of flip-flopped. If you are like, this is a C4, but it's the warm undertone. I know it's fucking weird, but if y'all are on YouTube at this point, and MAC's been around for so long, y'all probably know. Those of you that don't, it's fucking weird. Research it. I don't know why they do it like that. Like, I understand because they say, like, if you have cool undertones, you do the W4 to neutralize the cool undertones or whatever. That's kind of their reasoning behind it, but it still sucks because it's confusing as fuck. So anyways, I would just throw this on, and just to make my, you know, my face match my body or whatever, it blends in so fucking seamlessly. It's waterproof. And it's not like waterproof to the point where like it's gonna stay on your fucking face if you're splashing in the water, but it's waterproof to the point where it kind of fucking stays on your face when you're splashing in water. You know, obviously when you dry yourself off and whatever else, it's gonna come off a little bit, but it was just so fucking nice when we were on vacation. And not only because we were doing like all the water sports and stuff, but primarily for the reason that, so for probably the past month or so, basically ever since we got back from Florida, we've basically had Florida weather here in Ohio. So Florida weather equals fucking sweaty nuts. So hot, so sweaty, all the humid. And the nice thing about this is that, you know, when it's like really hot and humid and you're just like sweating the fuck, and you get that, and especially if your face is lighter than your body, and then you get that ring around your hairline because your hairline's been sweating so bad, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna blend that out, and then your bronzer gets all patchy and weird. This does not do that. This makes it so like you don't get that weird white ring around your freaking hairline. It's so fucking nice. I mean, if your body is lighter than your, or if your face is lighter than your body anyways, because mine is, so you don't get that weird ring around your hairline, and it's so freaking nice. It's like basically sweat proof. So if it's really hot out and you're like, oh my god, I need a foundation to wear when it's really hot out, that's not going to like melt off my face onto my clothes, dude, MAC Face and Body, it's so fucking nice. I sat on this for so long. Like, I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I had this earlier than I did. I will say, A, there's no sunblock in it. B, it is not for anybody who has anything really to cover. It will build up to a, I don't even want to say medium coverage. This will build up to like a heavy light coverage where it's going to cover discoloration. It's going to not cover, but what do I want to say? Like minimize the look of any type of imperfections that you have. It's not going to cover them completely, but it just looks like your own skin. So it's good, girl, just try it, okay? I can't explain it anymore, just try it. I love it so much. Next foundation that I have has literally turned into my, can I say it, all-time favorite foundation? Do I feel comfortable saying that? This fucking Burts Bees Goodness Glows. I have not heard one fucking person talking about this, and I'm assuming because this is the dewy. This is so fucking dewy, like, and dewy without having shimmer, without having glitter, without having anything sparkly, but just a good, like, I look like I'm fucking 20, dewy, nice model skin. That's what this looks like. This also doesn't have any SPF in it, but it is Burt's Bees, so if you're prone to breakouts and stuff like that, I would try it. If you are oily skinned, don't even bother buying the motherfucker because, girl, you best stand back. Also, if you're somebody that usually uses the dewy primer, I will go ahead and try this without before you try it with, because I'm telling you, this is so dewy. This is like so fucking dewy that sometimes I look in the mirror at the end of the day and I'm like, okay. But I fucks with it. I fucks with it hard. Let me paint a scenario for you. Imagine being in Florida in the dead of summer with about 112% humidity and standing in the direct sunlight for 3 hours, and your face, just all the sweat just coming out, all the sweat. And then you turn around and you look in a mirror and you're like, oh, wow. I almost look like I dipped my face in a vat of chicken grease. But I fucks with it. Like, I fucks with it so hard because to me, that's like youthful, dewy, model, glowy. Maybe some people look at me and they're like, God damn, bitch, I see my fucking reflection in your face and that is not normal. Maybe that's what they think. But I don't care because I like the way it looks up on my face piece, okay? So I would definitely fucking try it. I haven't heard nobody talk about it. I just stumbled across it because I was at Walmart one day and I was just like surfing through the makeup aisles like I usually do, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Burts Bees had a foundation. So I just grabbed it up in my tan shade and fucking fell in love with it. I am keeping my fingers crossed, praying to the makeup gods that once I become a pasty pirate again, they have my shade, because this like is becoming a holy grail. For real. I think it's like $13, $14, something like that at Walmart, so check it out, girl. One more makeup thing, and it is this right here, and I don't have it on because I wanted to put it on live and show you guys how fucking amazing this is. This is the NYX Shimmered Lip Oil. The one drawback to this is that you can feel the glitter on your lips. The formula is really nice formula. It almost feels like a lip oil, but you can feel that gritty glitter on your lips. It only lasts for like, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes or so, and then you can't feel it anymore, but it's so fucking nice. And what I like to use it for, because if you guys have noticed, I really don't, when I put highlighter on, I don't like to highlight my upper lip. And here's the reason. Because oh damn, it's like pouring out. Hopefully you guys don't hear like thunder and shit. The reason I don't like to highlight my upper lip is because, you know, I see like Desi and Katie, they do a little highlight, little thing here, little thing here. I do that and it looks like I've got fucking snot running down my nose. Like, it does not look like it does on their Instagram pictures. So because of that, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and not do that anymore, because it's just not cohesive on me like it is on them. So I like this because it's a gloss, but it's like so shimmery that I can highlight my Cupid's bow with it. So because of the glitter in it, a lot of times I'll just put it kind of around the edges of my lips. If I could shut my mouth for a second and show you. And then I'll just kind of rub it in, and then I'll take it right, put like a little clump of it like right on the top of my lip to essentially like highlight my Cupid's bow. Just like this, just like this. Dude, do you see like how big my lips look right now? Yes, next I will take me a fucking shimmer veil. Thank you. I love this stuff so freaking much. Like I said, the formula is really nice, feels like a lip oil. Even though you can feel that glitter on there, it's not bad. It's not like, oh my god, I can't take it no more. Glitter can have a tendency to like get all over the place. Like if you're kissing your babes, or you know, you eat something, it'll kind of like smear up. Like if you eat an apple or something like that, it's gonna like get everywhere. But as long as you wipe it off before. And the nice thing about it too is that you can wipe it down and you'll still have little flecks of glitter on your lips. It's just so nice, you guys. Now I got glitter all over my fingers, so stinky. It's just so nice. I really like them. I want to get more colors. I think I have 2 colors right now. I don't know if I mentioned this in videos before, but NYX came out with their lip lingeries in lip gloss form, and they're all like really, really nice. And then they came out with these alongside of them, but they're all like really nice and really pretty. So they've got some really cool colors, so check them out. Just do that and stuff. Okay, moving on. So that's it for the makeup. I want to give a quick shout out to my girl Fix Plus. Just an honorable mention to the Fix Plus. For some reason lately, I have been living for Fix Plus. Like, it just makes your skin so glowy and nice. I do have a video that I made fucking God knows how long at this point, where you can make your own Fix Plus. It's very easy to make your own Fix Plus. All you gotta do is take vegetable glycerin and fucking like Japenesque rose water spray, or like some witch hazel or something like that. Plop them together, boom, you have Fix Plus. But it's just so much easier to buy it. So that's what I do, I buy it, and I love it so much. So just want to shout out to my girl Fix Plus. Thanks for being there for me, girl. I appreciate you. So that's it for the makeup thing. I have 2 random things, and then I got a bunch of fucking TV to talk about, girl. A bunch of TV to talk about. Because when I go through my lazy, I don't have no motivation, no energy, I don't want to do anything with my life, shit, I tend to binge out on TV. So I've got a lot of it. Get ready. So first things first, hair product. This is the Kenra Sugar Beach Spray. Dude, this, I am so glad that I just like on a whim said, hey girl, have you tried that stuff yet? I asked my friend Josie at work, I said, hey girl, have you tried that stuff yet? She said, no, how you? And I said, no, I think I'm gonna buy it. So basically, if you guys watch me, then you know I am fucking weird about my hair. Like, I don't like the texture of my hair to be like gross and dirty feeling. I like my hair to feel soft and just like fucking hair, you know what I mean? And you can't get like this type of look without having some kind of grit to your hair, something in there, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's soft, it's just gonna hang there, it's gonna be really limp. The problem is that every fucking texturizing spray I've ever used in my life, it's just gross. Like, it makes your hair just feel like shit. And then when I wake up the next morning, my hair, like, it makes, because the natural texture of my hair is like frizzy on the ends and like very fine and thin towards the top of my hair, and it's not bleach, it's just the texture of my hair. Even when my hair was black, it still did that. It's just how my hair's always been. It's because my hair, fucking Nikki circa 1990 was like naturally curly, and I've just blow dried it and straightened it over the years so much that the curl has fallen off. So because of that natural curl in my hair is like naturally frizzy. So with any other texturizing spray I've ever used, I would put my hair in a bun and go to bed, and I would wake up and come downstairs and go to brush my hair out, and there would be these like frizzy balls at the end, and it just feels disgusting. Back in the day, I used to use this product, and I had mentioned it in a favorites before. It was this product by Care. It started with a K. It was either Care or Kerastase, or I think it was like Cara. I think it was Care. I can't remember who it was. But anyways, this was a sugar spray, and the nice thing about it is that you got the texture in your hair, but you could still fucking run your fingers through it. That specific sugar spray had an oil to it, and you had to shake it up and spray it on. It was so fucking nice, but they stopped making it. So then, when I had seen this and seen that this was a sugar spray, I was like, oh, I wonder if it's just like it. And it fucking is. Girl, it's so fucking nice. Like, I can run my fingers through my hair. Do you know how many sprays I've sprayed of this in my hair? If I fucking did this shit with like some big sexy texturizing beach spray, some motherfucking Oribe dry texture spray, if I did this with any of that, like, there's no way I'd be able to get my fingers through my hair. Believe me, I've tried. And this just makes your hair so nice and piecey and beachy looking without it being sticky, without it being stiff, without it feeling like you haven't washed your hair in 37 days. Like, it's so fucking nice. And I'm telling you, like, I basically, like, I woke up like this. This is what my hair looked like when I woke up. I had to take the curling iron and like touch up some curls or some waves here and there, but girl, I've been having the best hair days like since I got this shit. I love it so much. It's so nice. I think it's like $17. You can get it at Ulta, and you can use Ulta coupons on Kenra, so that's very, very nice to get you $3.50 off of this and only pay like $14 for it or something. It's so good, girl. If you are just like me and you hate texturizing sprays, even though you like what they do to your hair, you just don't like the way your hair feels when there's texturizing spray in your hair, I would definitely try that. Very last physical item that I have is this right here. If you are unaware what this is a henna cone. So this is basically just henna. I get my henna off of hennaking.com, hennaking.com, because they're cheap, they're good, they ship fast as fuck, and the stain lasts forever. I have had this for over a year, and I used it Last week, if you guys saw in my last video, I had something on my hands that looked like a fucking 5-year-old drew. I was so upset with myself. Because usually before I do henna, like, I don't like it to look like a fucking 5-year-old did it. You know what I'm saying? So before I do henna, I got it all mapped out. I'll trace some shit out. I'll like draw it on my hand like 4 or 5 times just to make sure like I've got the shapes and the patterns right. Like, I don't want it to look janky. I want it to look nice and professional. I love fucking hand tattoos, but I am not ballsy enough to take the plunge and get a hand tattoo. So that's why I like henna. And usually every summer I will do henna like all throughout the summer. Unfortunately, I just started like last week doing it, but I want to try to get some Jaguar. That's the only thing I don't like about the Henna King website, because they got a ton of stuff on there. They've got cones on there, they've got stencils on there, they've got kits on there, they've got just the plain powder, which I would not recommend anybody trying to just buy the powder and make it yourself, because it is a fucking bitch, girl. I tried that like last summer and the summer before that, and it is a fucking bitch, girl. Like, it's so hard to do because you have to like sift the powder out, and you got to get the right consistency so you don't get air bubbles, and you got to get the right flow, and girl, it's crazy. I spent I would say probably a good 2 fucking weeks like trying to make henna paste, and eventually I was like, let me just buy the fucking cones. God, because when you make the paste yourself, it's like so fresh that the stain lasts longer. So that's why I wanted to make it. So this is really good. The site is really good. These are really good cones. As I was saying, the only thing I don't like about the website is that they don't have Jaguar. And Jaguar is like, not a black henna, because black henna is not good for you. Jaguar is almost like a gel, and it looks like a legit tattoo. It looks like basically like a fucking person tattoo. Like, it comes out that like deep dark blue color that tattoos do, that regular tattoo ink is. So I went online and ordered some other stuff, which I will tell you guys about in a future video if I end up liking it. But that's the only thing I don't like about their site, is that they don't have, you know, darker henna than what this is. If you saw my last video, then that was well, actually I had that on for a couple of days, but the stain is so good. I've had this for like almost a year, and there are cones that I've had in my refrigerator for 2 years, and I put them on and they still stain so well. So just hennaking.com. Goddamn, that was a long explanation for some fucking henna. I just got a text from Tim as to when the open houses were for school, when open house starts for school. Is that not so fucking depressing? Like, give me my summer, goddamn you. It's still July. Can we not talk about school, please? Jesus. Oh, did I erase them from my notes? What? Okay, hopefully I can remember all of the TV shows, because I totally fucking erased them from my notes. I thought I had them in the notes in my phone. I think I must have erased them somehow. So as far as TV goes, first and foremost, Pose. Have you guys been watching Pose? If you have not watched that show, it is so fucking good. It comes on the FX network. If you have cable, DirecTV, Dish TV, whatever the fucking other one is called, you can download the app and get it on the app. As long as you have a cable provider, you can download the FX app and then like register a username and password through your cable provider and get it on the app for free. It's so fucking good. The cinematography is so fucking badass. I was a little worried because I heard it was made from the same people that made American Horror Story. Let's just be fucking real with ourselves. American Horror Story has not been good since season 3, so it made me a little worried. But I did watch American Crime Story, the Gianni Versace one, and they did really well with that. So I decided to go ahead and watch Pose, and it is so fucking good. It's based in the 80s of when the transgender community started to get a lot more popular, and they would have these houses and there would be mothers to the houses. It's kind of like where the drag community kind of started too. And it's very, not just a really good show and really riveting and just a really good watch, but it's very educational as far as the transgender community goes, because you kind of see like where it came up from, and you know, the trials and tribulations that transgenders used to go through before they were a lot more accepted like they are now. And you kind of learn, which I had no clue, that the LGBT community was not so community back then. Like, apparently gay people did not even like transgender people. They would like kick them out of their bars and things like that, and the community just wasn't as much of a whole as it is now. And it's not just a cool ass fucking show to watch, but it's really educational. It throws you right in the middle of the AIDS epidemic, so it really shows you like the way that people kind of reacted when the whole AIDS thing was first brought on. A lot of people were scared of it because they didn't know what it was and how it was contracted and how you could contract it. So anybody that had AIDS, you know, people were scared to be around them. I remember when I was younger and when the AIDS epidemic first kind of came around, I remember watching, I think it was like an HBO special or something like that, about this kid who had AIDS, and, you know, his neighbors would like shun him, and they would, you know, like vandalize his house and say they didn't want him in the neighborhood because nobody understood it, and everybody was so scared of it. They didn't know how to react, and, you know, they were just out of fear, you know, reacting carelessly and treating these people like shit because they were scared of them, because they didn't want to get it themselves, when in turn it's actually, you know, a really hard disease to get. So it's so educational. It's so good. Like, and again, cinematography is just amazing. It's like just really cool to watch. You know what I mean? So the next TV show I have is something that I just kind of like binged the fuck out on. It was a show that Tim had turned me on to, because it's nowadays, which is kind of shitty in hindsight, but lately we, instead of watching things together, are like, hey, did you watch this? Hey, did you watch this? And we kind of watch them separate from each other on our phones, which is really fucking sad. But the problem is that I get fucking crazy and I have to watch episode after episode after episode. And Tim always ends up falling asleep. So I'm like, I just can't watch anything with you. I am a binger. Like, I have to binge on shit. So he had recommended this, what is going on with my hair right now? Dude, I have mad fucking routage right now. Like, it's a little insane. I'm looking like a 70-year-old woman right up in this general area right here. I need to do something about it. So anyways, he was like, oh my God, you should watch this show. Cause I'm like, do you have any like shows I can watch? And he said, Animal Kingdom. So basically what Animal Kingdom is it's takes place in, is it Orange County? Oceanside, California. And it's about these 4 brothers and their mother. And the mom is like this gangster ass bitch, and her sons go and they like rob and loot people and fucking go on jewelry heists and all this shit like that. So there's like all kinds of craziness going on. The mother has a daughter, and the daughter's kind of estranged because she was a junkie, and, you know, she had a son and tried to keep her son away from the family, and she dies, and then the son comes in with them and the grandson, and now he's her grandson, and he helps them with the heist and stuff like that. It's such a good show. And I will throw out the fact that Craig and Darren are quite nice to look at. It's nice to see, you know, long-haired surfers, super hot dudes with their shirts off doing things and stuff. Just saying. So it's a super good show. I like it. It's actually running right now, so it's still on. There's 3 seasons to it. That show comes on TNT, so again, you can watch it if you have DirecTV, if you have Time Warner, if you have Dish TV. I don't really know what that's called. You can, I'm sure TNT has an app. Everything has an app now where you can get on there and watch it for free if you've got cable. So it's so fucking good. Or on demand, you can get it on demand. That show's so good. The next show is, it's not like a show, let me just throw this out there. It's not a show that you're like, oh my God, I have to watch the next episode right fucking now, but it's still really good. Not like, oh my God, it's so fucking good, but it's good enough that I would recommend, like, yo, watch this. You know what I'm saying? Next show I have started as a documentary on Spike TV. I do not get Spike TV on my cable, so I actually had to buy each episode on Amazon Prime, and girl, it was so fucking worth it. When I tell you, this was the most riveting, best documentary I have ever fucking seen in my life. And I'm a documentary junkie. Like, documentaries are my shit. Like, I'm all up in the A&E intervention. Like, I fucking love documentaries. This was so fucking good. It's called Gone, The Forgotten Women of Ohio. And basically what happened is this filmmaker who does documentaries, went down to Chillicothe, Ohio. In 2013 to 2015, there were 9 women killed in Chillicothe, Ohio. And they did not know if there was like a serial killer amongst us or what was going on. The police department at the time just kind of swept everything under the rug because each and every one of these girls were drug addicts, they were prostitutes. So because of that, they just kind of, you know, never really did in-depth investigations into the case. And this documentary guy comes down and, you know, with full intentions of like, is there a serial killer among us? Like, is there a serial killer running around Ohio? And I vaguely remember when all this was going on, hearing about, oh my God, there's a serial killer on the loose in Ohio. Because if you guys don't know, I'm from Ohio. I live probably about 3 hours away from Chillicothe, which in of it itself is fucking so. He goes down there to like figure out what the fuck, is there a serial killer going, you know, on the loose, and doing a documentary on that. Ends up finding out that there's so much more to the case than everybody thought. So he ends up bringing in a friend of his who is a forensic intelligence analyst is what her title is. So him and her get together and they start kind of digging into these cases and going and talking to the families, and they start pulling up all this fucking evidence from the cases that the cops missed, and like, you know, evidence that nobody knew about, and they're just like turns and twists to the story, and it's so fucking good. It's one of those series where when you watch it, it was so fucking good, and when it's over, like, you just want to turn around and watch it all over again because it's just so fucking good, and you're afraid, God, did I miss something? And you're just thinking about the cases. Like, this is like the next 48 hours, you know, all of those like true crime shows built into one documentary series. There are 8 episodes in the series. Each episode is an hour long. It's so fucking good. I hope and pray that they continue it, because at the end of the series, no convictions have been made. So to continue it would be amazing. So that way justice can be brought to the families. At the end of the series, some of the girls were never found. There were some girls that were found. So I just really suggest you watch it. I think the only place you can get it as of right now is Amazon Prime. So unfortunately, it's like, you know, $2 to $3 an episode, but I'm telling you guys, it's so fucking worth it. Like, it is one of the best series I've ever watched in my life. It's so good. And to think that it happened, you know, a couple hours away from me is just insane. There was one point, because they kind of bounce between Columbus, Chillicothe, and this place called Gallipolis. And there was a girl that had gone missing in Columbus, and I swear she looked so familiar to me. I don't know if she looked familiar because I recognized the missing posters, or if she looked familiar because I actually knew her. Like, it just kind of gave me chills, because I was like, oh my God, why does she look so familiar? Do I fucking know this girl? Like, what the fuck? It just holds a special place in my heart, because not only did it happen in Ohio, but because the girls were prostitutes and they were drug addicts, they're treated like they aren't actually humans. At the end of the day, drug addict, thief, prostitute, fucking vagrant, whatever, or not, they're still human beings. They still have families, they still have parents, still have grandparents, still have children. Like, they're still fucking people at the end of the day. And it just shows you really like an inside view of what the judicial system, you know, thinks of those people. And a lot of the cases just kind of got swept under the rug because of the fact that they were prostitutes and drug addicts. And it's gonna make you fucking cry. It made me cry. It made fucking Tim cry. Like, it's just so disheartening to see that something that, you know, this documentary filmmaker and this forensic intelligence analyst who had nothing to do with the cases just come in and uncover all this stuff that the cops just swept under the rug is like insane. It's crazy. You have to fucking watch it. It's so fucking good. I actually had like 5 or 6 of them, but I just can't remember, and they were in my fucking notes, and now they're not in my notes. If I remember, I'll list them down below. The last one I have is a Showtime series, which you can get on Amazon. We have Amazon Prime and we subscribe to Showtime through Amazon Prime, so we don't have it through a cable provider because it's fucking cheaper to get it through Amazon Prime than it is through cable. But it's a Showtime series and it's called I'm Dying Up Here. And it's another one that Tim turned me on to, and before he had told me about it, I saw kind of a preview of it, like in your Amazon watch list or whatever. Because we have the same account, obviously, I saw it in the watch list and I was like, what is this? I totally thought it was a show about like suicide or something like that. Oh, did you hear that thunder? Ooh. I totally thought it was a show about like suicide or something like that. And here it's the show that's based out in LA, and it is based in, I think, late 70s, early 80s, and it shows like a behind the scenes look of comics. And it's based at this bar called Goldie's, and this lady Goldie owns this bar, and she brings all these like up and coming comics in there to do stand up and kind of try to make their mark, you know, in Hollywood. And she has ties with a guy who is like affiliated somehow with Johnny Carson. If you're unaware, back in the 70s and 80s, Johnny Carson used to bring up and coming comics on his show to do stand up for a couple of minutes just to kind of get their name out there and stuff. And they all start at this club. So it's fucking awesome. It's so good. It's funny. It's serious. It's sad. Like, it's just a really good show. The cinematography of it is really good. Like, everything in the show, it's just so well done. The comics aren't like really well-known people. They're not actors that you've seen around like anywhere else. A lot of the comics are like actual physical comics that do stand-up comedy. So it's just such a good show. They did so well with the show, and I hope and pray it gets picked up for a third season because it's just so good. The other day I was like, oh my god, please don't let this be the fate of the show. I got this thing on Amazon, like I had jumped on there, and it said like, would you recommend this to a friend, or how many friends have you recommended this to? And I wouldn't think it, and I just tapped no, and I was like, oh my god, I hope that's not the fate of the show lying in my hands. And I totally just screwed it up, and now there's not gonna be a third season. What the fuck? Like, I was freaking the fuck out about it. Or is there? There might be 3 seasons and it's going into a 4th, I think, of what it is, if I remember. I can't remember because I got done the very last season, which I believe was the 3rd season. Yes, I think the very last season was the 3rd season. It's going to a 4th season. Just ended probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I'm like craving it. I hope they bring it back because it's so fucking good. So, that's it. I am done. I can't remember the other TV shows. God, I had like 6 of them I wanted to tell you guys about. Now I can't fucking remember what they are. Thank you guys for listening. If you listened and didn't just skip to 11 minutes, 15 seconds or whenever the fucking favorites started, about my crazy bullshit in my brain. Hopefully some of you guys can relate. Usually when I talk about depression and stuff like that, there are a lot of people who relate to it. So that's why I like to talk about it, because I know some of you guys out there feel the same way I do, and some of you guys out there go through the same things I do. So just to be on, you know, like a fucking hashtag relatable standpoint, I just wanted to put it out there and, you know, make some of you guys feel like you're not alone, because you're not. I'm here with you. So I am gonna go. I'm starting to sweat. I went and turned, look, I got my transfer going on and everything, girl. I went and turned my AC down because I was like, god damn, it's freezing in here. Went outside, it was only like 65 degrees outside. I'm like, what is this? Why is it only 65 degrees out? It's fucking July in Ohio. What's going on? So anyways, I am gonna go. Make sure you engage, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Leave a comment, say what's up, girl, in the comments. Y'all know I love talking to you in the comments. And that's it. It's outro time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you are not. If you are new, you can subscribe. It's a little messy over here, but hey, what the fuck. Follow me on all my social media, even though I don't really use it that often. You'll be there when I do, though. That sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Not really. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Let me know some of your favorites, and I will catch you guys. Oh yeah, leave me TV shows too, like recommendations for TV shows, and you know, makeup and all the things, all the favorites. Let me know yours down below. Okay, I will catch you guys in my next one. Peace.